Good morning, everyone. Good. So, guys, I'll pick up the threads from where Anurag just left. So, Anurag just asked a question, how many of us are revenue leaders or from sales? And I saw very few hands coming up. I think each one of us sitting out in the room is a salesperson because selling is a life skill. It is not limited to a transactional or an exchange of a product or a service or a function that you work in. It is something that each one of you imbibe. If you are an HR person, you would sell the organization to the incumbents. If you are a marketing guy, you would go in for a pitch to get the right agents. If you are a service guy, you would always look at your person, the customer, to tell how the cost of ownership or service is best. You may say, I worked for different organization, and when I was in General Motors, I was heading the sales. But I said the best salesperson are the after salespersons. We may call it after sales, but it's actually pre-sales. Because when you go to buy a car, the first thing you ask is, ये गाड़ी में स्पेयर पार्ट्स मिलने में दिक्कत तो नहीं होगी, सर्विसिंग में कितने पैसे लगेंगे, इसकी रीसेल वैल्यू क्या होगी. So that guy is not an after sales guy. He is actually the actual genuine salesman because that precedes the sale. So selling is a life skill, and each of one of us sitting in this room is a salesperson in his own right. The second thing that Anurag also touched was trust. I think the trust established is before the sale again. You would like to do business with someone you like, with someone you relate to. If you cannot trust an individual, you would not get into a relationship with him or her. So that is a second important aspect that each one of us sitting in this room being a salesperson who sold ourselves when we got the job that we're doing currently, established the trust and the credentials for being capable for the job that we're doing. So without much ado, I would quickly move on. I hate slides, and I hate giving presentations. Each one of us are actually in the jobs where we spend more time looking at the PPTs or making PPTs than it was. So I'm not one of them, guys. Don't worry about the slides. There will be no numbers, nothing. Let's just look at what it is. I would still call you guys as my fellow sale leaders. Can I request for a lapel mic? I'm being too much glued like it. I thought I'll be able to hold on. A lapel mic would do till then, you would do that. So I still call each one of you not with the fancy word of revenue leaders, but a sales leader. We all get fancy, glorified designations as we move up. But the primary job we do is selling irrespective of the function we are. So if you are not in sales, don't worry. You are still doing a salesman's job, and it starts anywhere and everywhere you enter. Am I audible? Yes. Okay. So, we are all sales masters. I still call myself a salesman after 17 years. Why do I still call myself a salesman? Because as I grew, the designation came in, and the only thing that grew after that was a bigger room and even bigger targets. So the sales in you never ever graph which happens here on here. Familiar with it? How the organization graph is it? It's a roller coaster, up and down. Sometimes it's a downside. It happens. When it happens, who is the culprit and who is the blame for sales not happening? Sorry? Salesman. Absolutely. The brunt of it goes to the salesman. Number anyway, guardian TV, customer CI, ad CI, sales team ने अपना काम किया, बाकी सबने अपना काम किया. Correct? After forward, we have a low increment. Why? Because the sales team didn't sell. That's exactly what happened. Let me help you with this. I love stories and I'm going to learn a lot of stories from me. I'm going to give you a small story to follow the sales phase which you have read during your school time. Or you have narrated that to yourself. You heard the story of blind men and the elephant? You heard? They were blind men and they were actually masked and put into a room with an elephant so everyone touches the elephant and creates their own version. One person who touches the ground stays as a snake. The other which touches the body stays as the wall. And another who touches the tail stays as the rope. Now let's look at all three of them. The three individuals to be a marketing head, a product head, and a sales head. Easy? We all have these three functions and three people in the room? Okay. Now all of them are doing their job. All of them have an element. And let's say the element is the customer. And they all, in some way or the other, have some sexual experience or have a certain perception of the customer. Features, needs, and wants are, and they say we are the best in our job, we know what it is. Let's look at the marketing head. The marketing head says, I have released 30 plus ads, all national vernacular phrase. I have had 50 plus spots across all the relevant genres are for a segment. We've had the best influencers. Our agency has given us savings of X percentage of dollars. And I have generated inquiries which are 12% more in the same quarter as last year. What has it done? It's done a wow job. And we take it applause. Then comes the production. He said, guys, we knew the market is dynamic. We knew how the competition is taking place. We have had a product makeover and a facelift, adding 11 new features in the shortest possible time. And the new sleek look with the vibrant colors has outbeaten the competition. And we got very positive response during the testing season. Wow! Our NPS is soaring. Again, with a round of applause. Wow! Now there's a third half like that. After receiving you out, the sales head comes with he wasn't clearing his throat with a lump up there. He says, yes! We also increased our year outlet rate by 12 new outlets. That's again in the shortest possible time. We have had salesperson working overnight, 24/7, they've been traveling, they've been going to the remote, tier 2, tier 3 cities across the place. Sorry. This was going down. Now, he is our salesman walks in with his thumbs and shoulders, too quick way, short way, numbers not easy. And it goes from bottom rung from the sales executive to the sales manager upwards to the president of the organization. Now, my question to you is, if only the sales
price and publicity.
the
These,
four P's you
yeah, four
the
P's
four
are
of
very,
them.
very important. I'm the good salesperson. The product is not compatible. The performance, the publicity, the marketing, the price. One more is, price is there. It's not matching with the other comparative products. So four P's in my personal views are very, very important. You're a good salesperson, right? But the product is not matching with the other compare products in the market. Like you gave the example of cars. The price, they're not matching. It is not coming in my budget. The performance, a lot of factors are there. These are in my personal views. Thank you.
Very good. Please, sir. Yeah, I'll just come to you, sir.
Good morning, sir. Myself S.K. Mittal. Sir, सेल्स टीम का काम होता है, टू माई नॉलेज, यू आर नोन मच मोर, सेल्स टीम का काम होता है सेल करना. बट आफ्टर सेल सर्विस व्हाट इज दी पोजीशन? सेल्स टीम को रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी देने का कोई फायदा नहीं है, आफ्टर सेल का भी होता है. आफ्टर सेल सर्विस होनी चाहिए, और वो भी ऐसी सर्विस होनी चाहिए कि आपने आज फ़ोन किया तो आज ही 24 आवर्स में क्लियर हो. और प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर भी है कि प्रोडक्ट अगर ठीक नहीं बना और सेल्स टीम ने बेच दिया तो यही दो चार चीज़ें होती हैं. पर आफ्टर सेल सर्विस इज द मेन पॉइंट अकॉर्डिंग टू माई सेल्फ. थैंक यू.
There may be a market slump in general. It can have to do with geopolitical scenario. I mean, sector-wise. For example, tourism. Tourism will be, in spite of everything, will get affected by a variety of situations. For example, in Kashmir, because of the Pahalgam incident, no matter what marketing people do, it will have its effect. So across every segment, I mean, people may be knowing better that the whole, market may be down.
Okay, anyone else? Yeah. Anyone mind?
Hi, good morning, sir. I'm Joydeep from Shriram Life, so it's an honor talking to you. So I've been in the life insurance industry for quite some time now. So, sir, I believe that is only the sales team responsible. If you have a, complete view, I think it's yes, because I'm myself from key accounts management and sales, and I believe that, see, the product may not be competitive from the life insurance. We know that there could be a lot of obstacles, especially since I'm from an emerging insurer. But at the end of the day, yes, when you are being asked the question for revenue and for turnover, I believe the sales team is primarily responsible.
Yes.
Actually, sales is like a orchestra or a symphony, right? Everyone when else plays together. I think if that's happening, sales happen, and the timings are important. The outcomes from a functional perspective will not matter much unless the end-to-end processes are not working jointly. And the customer, not necessarily external but internal customers, point of view matters more, when effectiveness is kind of looked in the processes, sales process or delivery process, product process. Because everything I look at as a process rather than just a function. If results are not coming, it means processes are not working Doesn't matter what KPIs you have and how you are achieving them. People know smart ways of achieving KPIs but not achieving results.
I think all of you touched the point. Somewhere down the line, each of the past blind men had their own perception of reality, what they say. But they make the ultimate complete because they deliver what the ultimate that function comfort zone. It's almost the same, similar environment. So, I think can you go back? I think I'll move to slide. Yeah. So when you put a frog in a hot boiling water, what happens? It just stuck up. But instead, if you train in a relatively comfortable zone for a lukewarm water and start with water slowly heating up hot, it doesn't realize it's still in the comfort zone and it's eventually going to get okay? And we realize the company or the leadership at the helm of the affair at times fail to react to these slow building threats because that change is not very dramatic or instant or immediate. We all say that we move to an organization that is meaningful, that is not getting the fire. But when you dasta se company ne wo dasta kaise ho raha hai? Someone who walks outside with a different perspective, with a different experiences, meaning, try to question the time. It's a denial internally, and it says it is always possible if you continue to work and you are working towards a future job. Whatever